game against the Ravens Sunday. This after P.J. Walker suffered a high ankle sprain. Those are nasty. They're hard to get rid of. Sam Darnold is going to be the backup for Baker against Baltimore. Shannon, speaking of quarterbacks, why do you think the Panthers are going back to Baker at Baltimore?
Man, I mean, it's two bad options, Skip. It's spam and bologna, and it all depends on what you grew up on and what do you like at this time.
Which do you prefer? I'll take bologna. That's just me.
You know what, Skip? I think I'm gonna take that old big old chunk of spam.
Okay.
But I'm very fortunate. Thank you. I'm in a position I don't have to choose either one right now. But look, Skip. Baker started 5 games, and things did not go well. He's last in QBR. He's last in completion percentage. His 186 yards passing a game ranks 30th. Sam Darnold has not played a regular season game since the last week 18, and they got the doors blown off him against Tampa. As a matter of fact, Tampa won 41-17. That was the last game of the regular season. And so, I mean, is all things being equal, they really want PJ. Because you and I both know had PJ Walker been healthy, PJ Walker would be in there. Baker started, Skip, you keep telling Baker started, 8 games in 4 seasons against Cleveland. He went 3-5 in those starts, 13 touchdowns.
Against Baltimore?
Baltimore.
Yeah.
I keep saying Cleveland. Baltimore. 3-5 in those 8 starts, 13 touchdowns, 9 picks. Ain't nothing to write home about. You talk about those 2 games. Yeah, he had 2 games. I mean, one game, he just lit him up on that Sunday. Jarvis went wild. Chubb ran wild. Baker had a hot hand. But he hasn't had the greatest days against the Baltimore Ravens. And I don't expect them to have one of the greatest days against the Baltimore Ravens this game. But, Skip, I don't understand. But your theory about, if he plays X amount of, that pick's going to go from a 5th to a 4th, that's not going to be the case. I just think they don't really have a choice in the matter. I don't think they like either option, but one of the guys have to play. But I don't think Baker finished the season. I don't think Baker's the starting quarterback the rest of the season.
Okay. I am still shocked by this because I didn't know PJ was hurt because I never saw him get hurt. Yeah. I don't know where that came from, and it makes me slightly suspicious. But undercutting my suspicion is the fact that if Baker plays this game, he's going to go over, 70% of the snaps, and all of a sudden they're 5 that Cleveland is going to go to a 4. Can be a pretty big deal.
But Skip, I mean, but here's the thing, though. I don't mind that. I guess they're looking at it like, well, hey, I mean, what is their record? 3-5, 4-5? Tampa sitting at 5-5? Well, hell, we got a chance to win. Who says we can't win a division?
Carolina's 3-7.
Oh, 3-7.
Okay, but they've won 3 games.
Right, so
they did beat the Buccaneers.
Right, okay. We got that in our back pocket.
Yep.
Maybe we can steal.
Well, they beat New Orleans too.
So if we can steal one of those, Skip, and we should have had 2 wins against Atlanta. Had we not did something boneheaded, we'd have 2 wins and be smack dab in the middle of it.
Okay. So here's my theory on this. I believe somebody upstairs in analytics, the dreaded analytics department, said, hey, Coach Wilkes, did you notice what Baker Mayfield did in Cleveland against Baltimore? Because I get you 3-5, but if you look at what Baker did, if you look at the numbers he put up consistently against Baltimore, the best team in that division, the best defense in that division consistently through the years that he was in Cleveland, I'm looking at Baker's top 5 yardage games, passing yardage games in his career. And the first one was 397. It was at Houston, so throw that one out. But the next 4 in a row, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on his list are all against Baltimore. And they are these. This is a loss at Baltimore, 26-24. He threw for 376. Pretty good. Then another loss, this one 47-42 at home, but it was still a high score. Is that the one where Lamar came back to save the day? Out of the restroom or wherever he came from? I don't know where he came from. That was 343 that Baker threw for in that game. And then number 4 on the list is a 12-9 win at home, but he threw for 342. And then the game that you bring up is probably Baker's best game of his career, is at Baltimore in 2019. He threw for 342. So those are 4 games of 376, 343, 342, 342, where somebody upstairs is saying, wait a second, these are pretty good here. Maybe he's just got a thing with Baltimore that he is comfortable playing against that defense.
Well, maybe now, Skip, because what we've seen is that since they've traded Christian McCaffrey, they've run the ball with Deontay Foreman and Chuba Hubbard.
Very well. I think they're averaging over the last 4, 176.
Right. So they say, you know what?
Maybe. Okay, so here we go with this same new theory of the new the new diet is.
Yeah.
You just got to run it more than you throw it.
So we don't need Baker. Maybe we don't need Baker to throw for 342, 376. No. If we can run the ball like we've run the ball the last 2 to 3 weeks with Foreman and Hubbard, now we just need somebody to manage the game, not put the ball in harm's way. Maybe Baker is best suited for that situation. But the question is, they fall behind. And that's the thing what you got to do with a team that wants to run the football, Skip. You got to put them in a situation that, like, ain't enough time. We got to throw the ball. And so can Lamar Jackson and that offense put pressure on Baker to keep up with him?
Okay. They are 12.5-point underdogs.
Goodness gracious.
I'm looking at the new power rankings this week. They're somewhere, they're 30 or 31st out of the 32 teams. So nobody has any respect for them, and the odds makers have even less respect. 12.5-point dogs.
They do know this is the NFL, Skip. This ain't college football.
Okay,
They be giving up these.
We just saw that last night, right? Okay, so I do think it's shrewd to let Baker take a shot in this game. What shot do I give him? Virtually no shot. But his defense, their defense, has been pretty good all year.
Yeah.
It's got some pieces because we know the Rams badly wanted Brian Burns because he's a stud. And I think they offered, F them picks, right? Yeah. Like 2 first-rounders. Right. That's what we read, right? Okay, so you can do that and you can run the ball. And if you can make a couple of big throws, you would have a chance to hang in this game. Maybe because Baltimore, because it's the NFL and they don't take you quite seriously enough.
Right.
Okay, now, being completely objective about Baker Mayfield, this is what I don't love about Baker. If we could see what happened at the end of the last game when he was headbutting helmeted offensive lineman with a cap on. I don't know what this was. This was him saying, look at me, because he knew he was going to be on camera. I'm going to headbutt these guys with my cap on. Not that he risked any concussion or anything, because the cap's going to absorb some of the blow, give him some cushion. But it's just Baker being Baker. He's gone over the edge into celebrity. And then last night, I see another new Heisman House Nissan commercial. And guess who the star is? It's Baker. I don't know if you saw it. You don't have this. Okay, I think it was in Monday Night Football, because unless I was watching a basketball game. But Baker is standing upstairs in his room talking on the phone.
And the bulldog is behind him. Is the dog in the house?
It's the elephant. It's
the elephant.
The Alabama elephant.
Yeah, right. The
elephant. There's an elephant in the room, literally. Right. And he says, could you please come home? Because this is, he's acting like he's getting creeped out by the elephant in the room.
Right.
Okay. The point is, we got all these and you made the point, all these distant Heisman winners are all
You
out
remember
of sight.
all of them. You covered a lot of them.
Because like Bo Jackson is a big deal to me to this day, because he was such a great two-way player.
This generation don't know how great Bo was.
Okay. Bo knows. Remember all that?
Yeah.
Okay. But okay, so we got all those kinds. We do have a Devontae
and Derrick Henry's in a few of those.
Yeah, and Kyler. Okay, but every one of them, Baker's still the it kid. He comes out as the star, and at least we don't have to deal with the progressive ads anymore, because he's out of sight, out of mind, out of Cleveland.
Right.
But I don't love that, because he still hasn't done nearly enough to live up to being the star. He's a bigger celebrity than he is a quarterback, and that's dangerous to me. And I still hark back to what I thought set the wrong tone for the whole year. Just when I thought he was minding his P's and Q's and saying and doing all the right things, he comes out with a T-shirt line ahead of the first game against his ex-team, Cleveland, at Carolina, saying, off the leash, a shot at Kevin Stefanski like I'm off his leash.
Right.
Well, we don't need that. And what are you going to make, a few bucks off of some lousy T-shirts, right? Well, why would you need to do that? It's just Baker being Baker. So I don't love his... He just keeps painting the target on his back a little bigger. And as I recall, the last time we talked about new Super Bowl picks, I think you picked the Ravens to win it all, right?
Yep.
Okay, so now he's getting thrown into the fire against Shannon Sharp's, by the way, an ex-Raven, his Super Bowl team at Baltimore. It's not a pretty sight, like this isn't where you need to re-enter for this team, right?
They'll be ready. The Ravens are coming off a bye week too, because they played the Saints. Monday, they're gonna be ready.
Well,
hard to have them ready.
Well, he usually does, and I agree with you. I couldn't disagree. I'm sticking with my preseason, which was Cincinnati. Right. They got to get healthy. They get Jamar back.
Yeah, they got to get
DJ Reader back.
Yeah, they don't get Chase back. They ain't going anywhere. They're not going anywhere.
Okay, I agree with you. So I'm hanging in with Cincy and hanging in the other side with Brady. But I couldn't disagree with your point, because the Ravens look like a team that could go the distance.
And now you got to realize, Skip, they're going to get Gus Edwards back. They're going to get Dobbins back. They're going to get some of their players healthy back.
And listen, Lamar is playing for a contract, and he is playing
his tail off, Skip.
He's playing his tail off. You want to talk about a baller?
Yeah, man. He's doing it.
Yeah. So I don't love Baker's chances in this game. And the best thing he can do is to avoid disaster.
Yeah. Skip,
right?
every time Lamar throws a touchdown or rushes for a touchdown, Steve Bisciotti is like, yes! Like, damn, that's another $1 million I added to the...
No, he's already earned to me Deshaun.
He about to get... Oh, yeah. And you got to realize, Skip, Deshaun hadn't even started the new contract yet when they tore it up and gave him more. Lamar says, I'm at the end. He's like, I'm LT. I'm on the last page. I'm in the last paragraph. I'm the punctuation. I need that, Steve. I need that now. Make the money right.
Well, it appears he's not going to do it during the season.
No.
Because maybe they think that they like the motivation.
I would do it. They came to me and said, Lamar, we got $300 million fully guaranteed. Deal done.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
$300 million fully guaranteed. Okay, absolutely.
Because Deshaun was $230.
$230.
Okay. Well, you keep saying what you're lying about the price goes up.
Yeah, yesterday's price is not today's price. So $300 million, I do $300. You know, I'm gonna cut you a slack, Baltimore. I like Baltimore. I like the crab cakes. I like B-more been great to me and my family.
Would that be for 5 years?
6.
6 years.
6 years.
Spread it out over 6 years. Yeah. And Steve Bisciotti's thinking, and I have to gamble that Lamar's going to stay completely healthy for 6 more years. Is that possible?
He said, you know what? I give you the Super Bowl. You're going to have to worry about how you're going to spread $400 million out over 6 years.
That's what you're betting on. Because if he goes and gets you a Super Bowl this year, which is a distinct possibility, then that pays for itself.
I'm going to need $55 million for 6 years. 55.
Okay. 55 a year.
Yes. And I'm going to need a statue right next to Ray Lewis's.
Okay. Are you sure you can trust his health for 5 years?
Hey, he get that Super Bowl, he might not be healthy before another month, but he got you a Super Bowl. That's what you want. You want one to go next to the two that's already there. They lonely. It's been a while, Skip. It's been over a decade. They lonely.
Whatever happened to Sam Darnold?
Whatever happened to him?
Well, I don't know. Is he still in the league?
He going to be there.
Huh.
He'd probably be up there next week.
Okay. I thought they were saying we want to take one more look at Sam Darnold because they're paying him $19 million this year, and they gave a 2, 4, and a 6 for him.
I give it 2 games.
Huh.
2 games. 2 games. He'll be in there.
Huh. You think so?
Yeah. Because I think P.J. Walker's out at least, 3 to 4 weeks?
Well, I don't know. I didn't even know he was hurt.
I didn't know he was hurt.
I have no idea.
I didn't know he was hurt either.
It is a clown show.
No,
it's a clown show.
So who they put in the quarterback?
No. They're putting in the guy who could be their savior. That's who they're putting in.
Don't do that, Skip. You know good well that man can't save nothing.
The 3-7 Panthers guys traveling to Baltimore to face the 6-3 Ravens only on the NFL on Fox. That will unfold Sunday. All right, gentlemen, let's go back to Skip's Cowboys for a moment. Should they actually be favored heading into this Minnesota